Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. No nation can survive as a nation when it walks away from the foundations on which it was built. Such is the case with the United States of America. The entire governing principle of the Republic was established on the belief that there are certain truths, objective, never-ending, eternal truths that no man, monarch, or government can in any way dispense with. Furthermore, these truths were objective because they flowed from the divine, or as the founders named it, nature's God. The past 50 years, the forces which have surged to the lead in the culture, those that drive the engines of media, law, medicine, education, arts, military, politics, all that goes into secular culture, these forces have been hard at work dismantling the recognition, the notion, and acceptance of these objective truths. The first push to destabilize the acceptance of truth was not an all-out frontal assault, but rather a quiet campaign to create doubt, that nagging little doubt about the reality of objective truth. It found its voice largely in the educational system, the universities, college campuses where youth, inclined to rebellion, provided the perfect seedbed to hear the message. The doubt was then amplified in the entertainment media through music, television, theater, where it became loud enough and consistent enough to increase the doubt to one of deep suspicion. The question of, is there really such a thing as truth itself, became a type of curiosity, cultural curiosity, which trickled up from the minds and conversations of the masses to eventually reach the halls of power in government and the courts. In the first half of the 20th century, social revolutionaries sowed seeds of doubt about the idea of truth itself, and by the second half of the century, those doubts had taken root and begun to grow rapidly. Soon, the very bedrock notion of truth was abandoned, and when that happened, the fate of America, like so many other civilizations, was sealed. How fast and decidedly the final end comes about is the only remaining question. The culture wars, seen so vividly in politics and media, are not the real battle. The real war is a war over truth, a clash of orthodoxies wherein one is totally committed to the reality of objective truth and the other is totally committed to its eradication. As Americans are fond of saying, there's not enough room in this town for both of us. And that's true. No civilization can survive when it is at war over the fundamental reason for its own existence. And make no mistake, that is the battle currently being waged. And again, make no mistake, this battle always ends the same way. The forces of evil prevail unless the one single access that humanity has to the truth steps up and does its job. Today, as in always, no other body except the Catholic Church declares to the world that there is objective truth rooted in the realm of the divine, and man is obliged to follow that truth or is doomed to extinction. Do you suppose for a moment that the United Nations is even capable of leading man to true and lasting peace? How about the World Health Organization, the G8, the World Council of Churches, NATO, the European Union, Interpol, the International Criminal Court, the International Olympic Committee for that fact? No, not one of these groups or any other can save the world from the problem that the world faces because they all refuse to accept that one, there is a problem, and two, that they are part of it. But this has always been the case. It's always been the church against the world, and so it will be until the end of time. The particular enemies of the church will come and go as civilizations come and go, but human nature remains. Human nature is first of all fallen, and anyone or any civilization that refuses to recognize that and frame his or its fundamental core holdings around it already carries within it the seeds of its own destruction. There was a time when America believed this, at least officially, but once the rot set in, there is no turning back. The only question now is, what does the church do? What is the responsibility of the Catholic Church as the lights go out all over Western civilization? It's a question that we Catholics who see that reality need to start thinking about seriously. An empire that murders its own children, whose population is self-absorbed and lusts after little else other than being entertained, whose economy is rushing headlong into unsustainable debt, this empire is on the short course to self-extinction. The faithful Catholics remaining, however few, need to be prepared to emerge from the rubble and once again rebuild. We did it after Rome, we will do it again. But as in the days of Rome, there will be martyrs. No empire goes quietly into the night. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.